Leaders, as we were just talking with Sarah about, have met in Paris following fears that Donald Trump may move to exclude the EU from talks to end the war in Ukraine. Bridget Rollison joins us now from London. Bridget, good morning. What did the leaders discuss?
Good morning, James. Well, we've just heard from the UK, German and Polish leaders as they left this meeting of these big military powers in Paris, which went for quite a few hours. The UK Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, says he'll actually travel to Washington next week to meet with Donald Trump. And he says that he recognises that this is a new era we're in and that Europe needs to take responsibility for its security.
At stake is not just the future of Ukraine. It is an existential question for Europe as a whole, and therefore vital for Britain's national interest. On defence, it's clear the US is not going to leave NATO, but we Europeans will have to do more. The issue of burden sharing is not new, but it is now pressing, and Europeans will have to step up, both in terms of spending and the capabilities that we provide. Europe must play its role, and I'm prepared to consider committing British forces on the ground alongside others if there is a lasting peace agreement. But there must be a US backstop, because a US security guarantee is the only way to effectively deter Russia from attacking Ukraine again.
The German Chancellor Olaf Scholz said that he has been irritated by debates on Ukraine's future without involving Kyiv, because we know that's been something that European leaders have been complaining about quite a lot, is the fact that not only did they not have a seat at the negotiating table, but the fact that Ukraine also hasn't. And this meeting has been a bit of a last-minute scramble by the European leaders because they're trying to force their way to the negotiating table with Russia and the US after they were blindsided when President Donald Trump made that call to President Putin last week to start these peace negotiations. Now, Russian and US officials are having their first meeting since the war began nearly 3 years ago in Saudi Arabia today. And the US President Donald Trump says that he could be meeting with President Putin as early as in the coming days. But for Europe, this all isn't just about Ukraine. It's also about what these talks could mean for the future of their security and whether these talks between the US and Russia could undermine their security. And it also is worried about, the danger that President Putin could pose to the rest of the continent if he's emboldened by these talks, James.